People and politics, providing the alternative voice within the democratic space.
All right, another week is here upon us, and we say good morning. Welcome to the first edition of the program People and Politics for this brand new week. We'll take a look at some trending issues, one of which is Senator Adeleke, who was sworn in yesterday as the Osun State Governor. Well, just 24 hours later, he has made so many pronouncements, or even less than 24 hours. We'll come to Abia, where Chairman Ike has said he would kick off his campaign despite a court order recognizing Uche Oga as the APC governorship candidate. Yesterday, INEC made some revelations that two persons who were arrested for possession of 468 PVCs are currently being prosecuted by the security agencies. A sad one coming out of Ebonyi State. An INEC office has been burnt down by some unidentified persons. Then NDLEA, that's the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, has also arrested a wanted kingpin. All these have been posted on our Facebook page, facebook.com/MagicFMNG. We are also on YouTube and on Twitter. Go check us out. Like our pages. Leave your reactions.
Oh, yes, some call him the dancing senator. We don't know if, the paraphernalia of office as governor will reduce the dancing, especially, since his name is Jackson. One of his names, at least. He bears Jackson, Nuruddin, Ademola, and then Adeleke. He will reduce the, moonwalking and backsliding and twisting and turning. Maybe as governor, he may not do that. But we need to tell you very quickly that Senator Ademola Jackson Nuruddin Adeleke, Uncle Davido, has been sworn in as, the sixth governor of Osun State. The oath of office was administered by Osun State Chief Judge Adekwele Ojo at the Osogbo City Stadium in the state capital. In his inaugural speech, Adeleke said under his watch as the governor of the state, he would correct all past injustices, corrupt acts, and policies by any previous administration which were against the collective interest of the people.
As critical, the need to boost real creation, job opportunities, and food security through innovative agricultural reforms, agricultural value for the purpose of emphasis and be a governor for all actual people, regardless of differences in language, faith, political affiliation, or any consideration. Welcome to a new Osun State, the state of the living faith.
Dignitaries present at the well-attended event included the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar, his running mate and Delta State Governor Ifeanyi Okowa, Governors Godwin Obaseki of Edo, Emmanuel Udom of Akwa Ibom were also there. Adeleke of the PDP won the July 16 governorship election in Osun State after defeating his predecessor Adepoyiga Oyetola of the APC. First of all, we need to apologize for the poor sound of the voice of Adeleke there. But of course, resilience counts most of the time. His elder brother died, Isiaka, the one called Serubangwo, two-time governor of Osun State, and it appears to be revolving in the family because after Isiaka died, unfortunately so suddenly, Ademola surfaced from somewhere. The Ademola I got to know was the one who used to dance behind his elder brother, all right? But he took over the office of senator after the brother died, and then he went on to become the governor. All right, am I correct? Or he wanted to be the governor, but he couldn't just make it. Then he became resilient, and this time round, he's the governor. Wow. But again, I think we should be looking at some of the major pronouncements he has made upturning a whole lot of things.
That's right. The newly sworn in Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has directed that all the operational bank accounts of the state should be frozen till further notice. He also reversed policies introduced by former Governor Rauf Aregbesola and vowed to review all appointments by his predecessor Adeboyega Oyetola since July 17, 2022, when he lost election. Adeleke also gave an executive order to reverse the policies of Aregbesola, which recognized Osun State as State of Osun. He also announced that the slogan of the state will no longer be State of Virtue, but State of Living Spring. The governor has also made some appointments. A former local government and outgoing chairman, Teslim Igbalaye, has been appointed as the secretary to the state government. Olawole Rashido confirmed that the appointment letter was signed by the governor himself, added that a former local government chairman, Kazim Akinleye, is now the chief of staff to the governor. Meanwhile, Rashid Olawole was also mentioned as the governor's spokesperson.
Anyway, he is on the big side, so he can take very fat decisions. Many things have been upturned. Wherever Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola is, he would be saying, oh, so for 12 years, what I said would be will no longer be. And Oyetola, who actually was also, girding up, to wrestle, the votes back from Adeleke. Well, I don't know if he's still in court. But now he's sitting pretty, except if, the unimaginable will happen, as it had happened in some states before.
Well, we must commend the resilience of Adeleke. Like you pointed out, this wouldn't be the first time that he contested. 4 years ago, he did throw his heart in the ring, but some people felt he was maneuvered by the ruling APC, as a result of which, remember, there was a runoff, and at the end of the runoff, he lost just by a little margin. I think about 1,000 or 2,000 or so, not more than 3,000 votes. But having said that, the Adelekes, the family is quite loved in Osun. You pointed out that the elder brother once upon a time was a governor of that state, two-time governor. It says a lot about the family. It's one family that gives. It's a family that once you come across them, your life would never remain the same. If you take a look at the video, just last year, in commemoration of his birthday, he was able to dole out over, let's say 250 million naira to charities. How many people can do that? So, in terms of policy, I'm scared. I don't know why I'm apprehensive that Adeleke may not do well in terms of coming up with policy that would change or turn around the fortunes of Osun State. But in terms of stomach infrastructure, I think the family has it A1. Nobody comes across their Adeleke and their life remains the same.
Well, for me, I don't have any fear really that he might end up not doing well. Reason being that except for those who are never satisfied. If you look at his profile, he's somebody who has been successful already in business, has made so much money both at home and abroad. Even his own children are making quite a lot of money. And then you take it to the brothers, Davido's father, even the late Isiaka, the former governor's family, and they have another brother. Incidentally, they are more of men, and they are all doing quite well. Billionaires in their own right, and so I don't think such people will be so hungry as to begin to take what belongs to the people.
It's not really about him taking money from the coffers of the state. The Adelekes are not that poor. They can actually afford to fund Osun State comfortably. But my concern is, if you take a look at the life of the governor, remember all manner of controversies. You talked about him being the dancing senator. Before now, people did not take Adeleke to be a serious person. Remember, his SSCE was called to question. At the point he even had to pay people to go write his exams. It was that bad. The people were arrested. But we know how the laws operate in Nigeria. Once you have money and have influence, know certain people, you always go scot-free. Okay? So if you take a look at his life, yes, he's someone who is a people's kind of person. He's someone who would enter and declare drink, declare food. But Beyond that, running a state is quite a serious business. You must be able to come up with policies that will turn around not just the few people who are fortunate to come across you, but turn around the fortunes of everybody in the state. In terms of salary payment, I can bet my life that Adeleke will not owe. Is that kind of a person who will pay so much attention to social welfare. But beyond social welfare, there are other aspects of governance. That's where I have my concern.
Well, my take here is that we have a situation where governance, and everything rests with the man who is at the top. But democracy as a system has made it so impossible, ordinarily or ideally, for any one person, because of the position you hold, whether as president or governor, to dictate the pace of everything. And that is the reason we have, bidding, we have budgeting, we have,
the State House of Assembly,
appropriation,
commissioners,
and all that. So if the right people are put in the right positions, if they are coming out with the right, advice on what should be done, if whatever is going to be spent is appropriated, accordingly by, the state assembly, and is targeted and well spent or executed based on the project or whatever at hand, I think it's not about, the knowledge of the man at the top, really. But we have a situation in Nigeria over time where if you are the governor, every other person, dances around you. You are the man in the center and you are the most powerful. You control the purse and everything. Whereas the assembly, the legislature, is supposed to be there to checkmate you as per what should be spent, what should not be spent, the appropriateness and otherwise of it. But again, we must sit and watch. Because if Isiaka had been there twice before, had even gone to the Senate, came back and went again, then unfortunately, with a twist of fate, he had to pass the way he did. Then, and the people again relying so much, confidence, on the Adelekes again, because he lost by whiskers, the last time. And now this time is overwhelming and he has been sworn in. It means the people know what they can do, not necessarily because they are rich and all that or popular. So the world will wait and see. But I think he should throw away all those dancing thing and everything and become a more serious person.
He didn't dance yesterday. Yeah? I'm sure they've called him to a family meeting to say, Oga, you're no longer an ordinary citizen. You are now the number one citizen of Osun State. And there are certain excesses that you should not be seen involved in, one of which is dancing unnecessarily. Yes, unnecessarily.
But if dancing is his passion, he can as well, organize private parties, no cameras and all that.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with dancing. Some doctors will tell you to even get involved in dancing. That's a form of exercise. But it is when you start dancing like a mumu, that's where there's a problem.
Well, but dancing has become a competitive thing among some governors of late. Well, let's not go there. All right, I think we have to go on our first break. We have been caught up with that, so let's do it quickly. We will be back. It's still People in Politics. Stay with us.
Becky, come on. Mommy, can I have my cereal with moral glucose D, please?
Can I have some in my tea, please?
Of course, darling. As a mother, I choose Monroe Glucose D as the sweetener for all my family's cereal and beverages because it not only gives my family instant energy, Monroe Glucose D is enriched with calcium and vitamin D. When you're buying, look out for the Monroe Glucose D logo on the pack to ensure that you're getting premium quality. Monroe Glucose D is manufactured by Brand Monroe Limited.
Energy fast. It's the time of the year. Come, let's chill together. Pop Chivita, make we jolly. All over Naija, anywhere you day. Share Chivita with your family and friends. Enjoy this Christmas, oh, 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 oh. Chivita season, oh, oh, oh. Feel this Christmas, oh, oh, oh. Let's celebrate with Chivita, oh yeah. Oh yeah, make we celebrate the life. No, they don't know waste my time. I go enjoy myself with tire. Plenty food to chop. Chivita juice with the vibe. Oh yeah, make we chill, yo. Enjoy this Christmas. Let's celebrate with Chivita. Oh yeah.
Everyone has a Chivita this season. What's your Chivita?
Pass me the cup, please.
Come on, put your phone
This Christmas, the best present you can give is to be present. Put your phones away during meals and give your loved ones the gift of you. Wishing you a very Merry Christmas from Coca-Cola. Also available in a 50 cl glass bottle.
So nice, super bitters. Your body so nice, super bitters.
Oh, Biarije. This one where you put face like person where your wife run leave children for. Oh, Genekwa.
Chikwe, my brother, I don't tire. While I just there everywhere.
Yeah, welcome. Chigi and Wayo, make you take them easy. Life na jajali. Wahala be like tomorrow, you know they finish. Now why me and my wife, anytime when she come back from market and me come back from work, the enjoyment get also with the super bitter aquarike.
No wonder. You just the frost anyhow, you and your wife.
Super bitter aquarike. Now that ogbonge natural herbs drink. When NAFDAC test come confirm and say it dey good for body, it no get any chemical for inside though, it no get preservative, and it no get mate for market. Now, see this one, Hold on, use a whole side small. Make wahala no kill you.
As this one no go reach me and my wife, what do you want me to do?
My friend, make you go cemetery market Aba or any market.
Better. Now, only just limited they distribute Mixer Grape. If symptoms never stop after 3 days, make you waka go see your doctor. Mixer Grape, don't skip your day.
No, go Mixer Grape.
Hello, ebe ka ngwa ngwa o achọrọ m ịkpọ gaga n'ụlọ ndozi ahụ spa aga m akwụ ụgwọ
spa akwa ọ bụ ike mere mkpesa na ichighị shishi naanị n'izu ụka gara aga
nke ahụ bụ na tupu m nweta ihe nrite mmeri kaadị onyinye 100,000 naira na 50,000 nke Zenith Better Life Promo Season 2.
Ụlọ akụ Zenith Bank na-enye mmadụ 20 nwere ihe ọma onyinye ruru 1,000 naira na 50,000 kwa izu ụka abụọ ọbụla n'ihe nrite Zenith Better Life Promo Season 2. Iji tozuo mepee akaụntụ Zenith Bank ma debe opeka mpe 5,000 n'otu ọnwa nata debit kaadị Zenith Bank gị nke aka nkịtị nakwa nke ọwara ịntanetị mee ndebe aha maka akara star 966 hash maọbụ nke aha kpọrọ Zenith Mobile Banking. Ọzọ karịrị ibe ya bụ na mmadụ 5 nwere ihe nrite ọpụ iche ga-enwetakwa onyinye ruru 5,000 kwa ọnwa atọ ọbụla. Ihe nrite mmemme a bụ maka ndị ahịa ọhụrụ nakwa ndị niile nwere akaụntụ Zenith Bank ugbu a. Ọ bụ bido n'ụbọchị mbụ nke ọnwa Febụwarị 2022 tutu ruo ụbọchị 31 nke ọnwa Jenụwarị 2023 ka ọ ga-akwụsị. Iwu na usoro dịkwa ya o. Zenith Bank, maka ezigbo ọdịmma gị.
Today is a good day. A good day to take a walk. A good day to reach for your goals. A good day to finish reading that book. A good day to connect with your friends while doing the things you love. A good day to shoot your shot. A good day to enjoy life to the fullest with Malta Guinness.
Malta Guinness. Enjoy a world of good.
Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight.
It has come to the notice of the Association of Private Practicing Surveyors, Abia State Branch, that certain persons are walking about parading themselves as surveyors and undertaking land survey contracts for the general public. The association is therefore warning members of the public to desist from patronizing such unqualified persons, as patronage of an unqualified person leads to loss of land and title. Bad or poorly executed surveys, endless litigation, falsification of survey plan and documents, and other bitter experiences. Please do not fall victim to these fake surveyors. Always patronize a registered surveyor with a known office and registration number. You can visit appsnabia.org to obtain the contact of registered surveyors nearest to you in Abia. Remember that you may lose your land when you patronize a fake surveyor. For further inquiries, call 07017003980.
Get up, stand up.
This message is brought to you by the Association of Private Practicing Surveyors, Abia State Branch.
You're welcome back. The All Progressives Congress APC governorship candidate in Abia State, Ikechi Emenike, says his message of liberation would reach the nook and cranny of the state as his campaign kicks off. According to a statement yesterday, Emenike disclosed this during a meeting held at Omukabia Okwala in Umuahia North local government area, adding that the campaign council would be composed of no fewer than 700 persons drawn from all the 184 wards in the state. In her remarks, the deputy governorship candidate of the party, Gloria Akara, encouraged Abia APC leaders and members to imbibe MNK's plan to make the state better. For the National Welfare Secretary of the party, Friday Nwosu, he stated that the maladministration of the ruling PDP plunged the state into despondency, and citizens hope that the APC would save the situation. This is coming despite a court order recognizing Uche Oga as the party's authentic candidate.
Well, some will say, don't stop until the last drop. And Michael Jackson, in his song from the album Of the War, will say, don't stop until you get enough. I think, Emenike has another leeway, maybe this time at the Supreme Court, and so he cannot go to sleep. He has to be working while anticipating, a favorable result. Of course, from last week, you also saw that Uchioga had also, picked up in terms of, pursuing his ambition to become the governor of Abia State. But I think it is not all uhuru yet on either side. And so nobody can just, pick up his, the one they call lounging seat and then begin to, swing his legs. That's the position I see them now. So it's not a bad idea. But the issue with APC is what I think we should be looking at. If you recall, just last week or earlier this week, last week, today is Monday, we're talking about what happened in River State and probably elsewhere, and the fact that we have a whole lot of trouble, in as many states as possible. APC, that is my worry.
Well, it's been some weeks now since the court made that pronouncement directing INEC to substitute MNK's name for Uche Oga's name. One would have expected MNK to approach the law courts, but so far he has carried on like nothing happened. I don't know who is advising him, who his legal advisors are. But having said that, it is obvious that what is playing out is affecting the fortunes of the APC. If you take a look at other political parties, they composed their campaign council long ago. Most of them have even officially flagged off their campaigns. But we have an APC in Abia where Ike Chemenike is telling us that he would compose his campaign council. So it says a lot about how serious the party is in contesting the election in 2023. You take a look at Uche Oga as well. How many of his posters and billboards have you seen in Aba? The same thing with Ike Chemenike. I think what they are doing is, let's just fold our hands and watch. Let's see who the court will give the verdict to.
Of course, I think that is the issue.
Exactly. And until that happens, they will not be serious with their campaigns. Nobody wants to spend money unnecessarily.
And the catchphrase here is that every day, indeed every second, counts.
True.
All right. Okay, several permanent voter cards, PVCs, and other items were destroyed when some hoodlums set the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC office in the Z local government area of Boni State on fire. INEC's National Commissioner and Chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, said in a statement on Sunday that the incident occurred at about 10 a.m. when some unidentified persons set the entire building ablaze. Although no casualties resulted from the attack, the main building and all the movable and immovable items inside it were destroyed. These include 340 ballot boxes, 130 voting cubicles, 14 electric power generators, large voter storage tanks, assorted office furniture and fixtures, and yet to be determined quantities of permanent voter cards. He said security agencies have been informed about the most recent incident and that an investigation had started. Now, Ben, you recall that when an INEC office was burnt in Ogun State, about a week after, the upper echelon of our security agencies, including the Army, even the Air Force, the IGP in particular, they came together to say that they were mobilizing security men to INEC offices around the country to prevent carnage of this nature and all that. The reason I'm saying this is because one would have expected in the southeastern part of Nigeria, where we've seen a lot of upheavals, where people sit around.